idea for a short story.
רבותיי, יחד איתי. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, as usual as it is with many problems in the world, the change is basically a small switch in the head, and the tools are usually there.
ערב טוב לכל כדור הארץ!
In the past, I think I was trying to preach and educate more, and part of the criticism I got from the people who are around me and love me made me see that the effectiveness of preaching is sometimes not there and can sometimes even cause the opposite. I think that today walking your talk is one of the most effective ways that I found, showing what you do and doing it. And I even called it Life Project in our preparatory talks, and I guess that's what it is right now. Human generator is a pretty big generator that can make 2,500 watts of energy, and it consists of 12 old bicycle frames hooked up together to an old alternator of a truck, and we move.
This generates enough electricity for what?
Well, again, 2,500 watts is not too much electricity. During Earth Hour 2008 and Earth Hour 2009, we powered a full green concert in Tel Aviv, big band, a lot of crowd, a lot of lighting. 95% of the power came from biodiesel that was run in a big generator behind the stage, and about 5% or even 3% of the energy came from 24 bicycle seats. I feel that it's a wonderful opportunity that climate change has given us to really look at our ways and the way we take and use the natural resources here. This is our little home biodiesel brewery. This is where we convert used falafel oil into usable ecological diesel. So this is the end product. 90% of what's in this bottle is biodiesel made from used falafel oil, and this can be poured directly into any operating diesel engine without any further modifications. In our home, this is our bathroom, and all the water that comes from the shower, from the tap, from the washing machine is all saved, all cleaned and saved. But then when we flush our toilets, the water on the way to filling the tank goes through the air, and then we use that to wash our hands, and we do netilat yadayim here. This is a device for saving the world through energy saving, and it displays our current electric use and how much it costs for us now, for a day, for a month. 2007 conference in the UN building in New York is a yearly sustainable development conference which has themes. And one of the strongest experiences for me in the conference was that for the first time I saw the meaning of the majority in the world. Most of the delegates were, of course, Africans and Asians and South Americans, and not white people like us. But the discrepancy between the problems raised by the third world people, which represent 80% of this globe's inhabitants, and the solutions offered to them by the Western economies was just so big. And after 8 days of this, I saw the futility of trying to cooperate on that level. And from that day, I totally appreciate the people who are working with government, trying to influence government decisions, municipality decisions. I went back and continued and specialized in grassroots projects, coming from underneath, working with the public. The Good Energy Initiative is a group of people who implements social projects, projects that curb, cut, diminish, reduce, and replace greenhouse gas emissions through energy saving, through alternative energy, through waste management, but they're all done with an emphasis on a social benefit. Children's Power Project is a project invented in order to solve a political problem, basically. Unrecognized Bedouin villages have Israeli citizens in them, citizens with all their rights, but their villages are illegal and therefore they're not hooked up to the electricity. In the case of sick children, and what they do is they go to hospital, and just for that need they have to stay in hospital for sometimes months and months, or be at home but operate a generator for 24 hours. So operating a solar panel for producing the small amount of electricity that they will need, again, to cool, usually to cool medicine, is a perfect small home solution for kids that, for their healing time, the best place for them to be is at home. It's much cheaper than a hospital, it's much cheaper than to operate a generator, and it's much more cleaner environmentally. Living here involves us implementing all kinds of environmental and ecological technologies for our own enjoyment and benefit, but also in order to educate people and raise their awareness. So I firmly believe that when people get the practical tools in addition to the theory, they have a chance to implement it and feel these two sides. They come in here and they get a show which involves showing them everything we do here, and sometimes some practical exercise. They dry up sea salt, seawater in the solar oven to make salt for Shabbat table, and another group builds a solar oven. They come, they learn, and they ask questions, and they get the feeling of it. Enjoying the world as much as I can, and enjoying Ha'olam Hazeh, this life, as much as I can, but also thinking of the Olam Haba, both in my personal sense and in what's left after me for the future generations. I guess it's from there, no, leaving my mark on the world, no, the other way. I think sound environmentalism is actually not leaving your footprint on the world. And as far as the cultural change, which is what I think I'm trying to promote, and others too, that's the question. That's the big question. That's the fun. Is it going to happen? Are we going to actually really take care of our planet?